What's going on, ladies and gents? Kages here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're diving into Digimon Beatbreak episode 23, titled The Power to Take Back. Hey, I'm not even going to pretend this episode gave us time to breathe. They gave me a whole week. Because this episode basically walked us in, dropped 20 years of hidden lore, threw an ultimate level Digimon at us, or Mega if you will, and then somehow still found time to make Murasamemon look like the coolest thing alive. And honestly, I feel like this is one of those episodes where the more you think about it, the bigger everything starts to feel. Because suddenly we're not just dealing with Clay as some dangerous power-hungry figure anymore. Now we're dealing about destroyed countries, buried experiments, Chairman Wong. Yep. He's hiding something huge and a past incidents that may have already caused a disaster, right? Bigger than everything we've seen so far. And then right when all that information is still sinking in, the episode decides to give us Beatbreak's first mega level threat, like it's casually adding fuel to a fire that was already out of control. And I gotta say, the moment the opening song kicked in during that battle, yeah, that was the kind of scene where you stop taking notes and just sit there grinning like an idiot. Because Clay's past changes a lot, Dr. Tenma raises even more questions, and I genuinely think this episode may have quietly set up one of the biggest future reveals in the series. And most of all, the GOAT, Naoto Shishida-san, is back in this already goated episode, which is insane. So yeah, let's break everything down. After returning from the Coliseum, Glowing Dawn gets asked by the ministry to rescue the people who got cold-hearted. Makoto even say that they just got back. But you know, Gekkomon over here gotta ruin everything when asked about Kyo whereabouts, saying that, oh, about that, Gigasmon reverted back to Punimon. And Kyo had to bring him to like, dude, I know you're cute, but you're adorable, right? So just like that, plus the additional prize money, they hit straight back there again. And there, they finally reunite with Raido. Honestly, first of all, I'm just glad Raido was found, because with how things were going, it really felt like the story was setting up something even darker, right? Then when they enter the mirror world and save Granite and Hotaruko-chan, the place they arrive in turns out to be the former Republic of Albida, a country that had already been destroyed long ago. And this part really hits because suddenly the episode starts dropping heavy lore all at once. But before even getting into all that, I really like the small character moments where Granite and Hotaruko-chan encourage the weakened Raido by telling him he doesn't have to be the genius, that he still got his buddies, Ketomon, with him. And that line felt important. And I'm just surprised he still didn't feed any of his E-Pulse to Ketomon yet. Maybe he got a little bit, right? And because Raido has always carried this pressure around intelligence, so hearing that from them felt like Tactics has genuinely become this group of proper companions now. Even Granite just had to repeat what he said to Hotaruko-chan, which is hilarious. And Raido trying to save them after they get taken by Proganomon, and the Glowing Dawn too, without hesitation, immediately jumps in to save them, just tells me how these guys already taken in the Tactics as their nakama, as their buddies. I don't care if they didn't join or anything. I hope they'll be back stronger next time and fight alongside Glowing Dawn, right? And moments like that quietly shows how much everyone's changed for the better. Then about the Albida Republic. First of all, I really love how knowledgeable Kurtmon is. Like, not only his interests center around Digimons, but about just everything. But I guess they did say he's interested in weird stuff, and Makoto seems to know about it too. And it turns out that this was a nation destroyed over 20 years ago because of conflict over rare earth mining rights. and Clay was actually a royalty there. So because he experienced losing his country and being unable to protect it due to a lacking power, that seems to be exactly why he became obsessed with obtaining power in this world. Honestly, when you frame Clay that way, his whole character suddenly makes much more sense as a villain. And now, Chairman Wong's true objective. The reason the area where Tomoro and the others live is submerged, that gets explained directly by Clay. So 21 years ago on Kano Island, research into E-Pulse was advancing rapidly. Different races were gathered there to collect data, and then one day, a Digimon appeared and chaos broke out inside the lab. Clay somehow escaped with his partner, Sunarizaman. And I don't know if he appeared in previous season, but good to see Sunarizaman here. But the Digimon that appeared here started stealing each other's E-Pulse. They end up merging together into one giant Digimon and eventually collapsed because it couldn't withstand that power. I don't know. To me, it looks like it ascended to, I don't know, digital world or something. I don't know, right? And the energy released from that collapse completely erased Kano Island. That is honestly terrifying, because this means the disaster wasn't just an incident, it was the direct result of uncontrolled E-Pulse escalation. Even after all that, Chairman Wong escaped responsibility, pushed forward the commercial use of E-Pulse, and spread Sapotama across the entire world. And now, he's trying to obtain that same gigantic power again. Meanwhile, Clay is seeking power in order to stop him. So honestly, this is where Clay becomes difficult to judge. Not really. Obviously, his methods are clearly dangerous and just bad, right? But at the same time, from his perspective, he may genuinely believe preventing the world collapse. So I don't think he can be seen as purely evil anymore, aside of his methods. And also, isn't it actually terrifying when you think about Sapotama being everywhere now? Because if all of them are tied to E-Pulse on a global scale, this could easily become crisis even bigger than the Kano Island incident. That possibility feels very real now. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tenma appears. When the giant Digimon appeared back then, Chairman Wong evacuated together with Dr. Tenma. And of course, we all are thinking the same thing. I too strongly feel like this person is probably Tomoro's grandfather, because Tomoro's special E-Pulse has been treated as unusual for a while now. And I think this could finally explain why. Maybe the research result from that time were somehow placed into Tomoro, or maybe even Asuka by the Gramps as something left behind in case that giant Digimon ever returned or something. And one detail I really liked, Dr. Tenma's glasses look very similar to Tomoro's. Heck, even his mom. That feels deliberate. It's the kind of visual clue the series likes to hide in plain sight, which opens up a lot of rooms for theories, such as how that very glasses are inherited from grandpa to mom and then to Tomoro. Yeah? Yeah. Genius. I am kidding, guys. We need jokes around sometime, you know? We're reaching climax here. Don't get too serious. I mean, we should be, right? Okay, this next one is concerning to me. Like, if Chairman Wong escaped responsibility for Kano Island, then who took responsibility instead? Because somebody had to. And honestly, I feel like that may have been Dr. Tenma over here. And that might be when he inherited something to Tomoro and Asuka. It's difficult to say because they're not born yet by that time. So I do not know how exactly. And that might be through the glasses. Who knows? Full of E-Pulse. Yeah, I'm tired. Dr. Tenma and Chairman Wong seem close enough in age that he should still be alive now. But what happened after that remains completely unclear. And this is exactly why Beatbreak feels so dense right now. There are too many people moving with completely different intentions. Nobody feels simple anymore, which makes predicting the story genuinely difficult. And I love that. And also Dr. Tenma being Tomoro's grandpa, which means that the MC has as a grandpa directly involved with the main problems. Reminds me a lot of Hero's dad. Yep, that useless son of a... No, it really reminds me of Shinkai Haru's grandpa, Denimon. For some reason, I don't hate it. I'm excited now. So yeah, Clay implanted a huge number of fake Sapotama into Ganomon. Good how to bring up these so-called fake Sapotama again, right? And by absorbing E-Pulse from a massive number of humans, it evolves into the mega level Pyramidimon. And I'ma be real, this being Beatbreak's first mega evolution got me seriously excited. The moment an overwhelmingly powerful enemy appears, the tension instantly rises, right? But because this evolution was forced, it's kinda unstable, which kinda sucked, but that part actually makes sense, right? One human's E-Pulse alone clearly has limits, so absorbing many people's E-Pulse feels logical, but even then it still becomes unstable, which really makes me wonder how Tomoro and the others will eventually reach Mega properly later on, because if even this method barely holds together, their future evolution probably needs something fundamentally different. Then since Murasamemon is basically the only true perfect level Digimon available, Kyo takes the front line. I like how strong they presented Pyramidimon here. They literally showed us all of his moves here. We got Zoffer Caboose, Apesh A Cub, and Rana Hamsin that literally corroded and just shattered the shit out of Murasamemon's blade to pieces and just one-shotted him, which is insane. And I like how lore accurate he is here, that he's a Digimon that needed enormous amount of energy, so he constantly went to sleep in his pyramid mode, which I love to see it, to conserve energy, right? And how he can regenerate his body if destroyed as long as there's sand around or something like that, right? So yeah, it's really cool how they implemented all that in this one episode. Then this next part hit hard. Tomoro and the others decide to buy time so Kyo can recover his E-Pulse. Their trust in Kyo is giving me the tears, man. And Kageromon also add, back when he was called Kyo the Golden, his E-Pulse was pure anger. But now, it shines in multiple colors because now those colors belong to that family. That line honestly landed really well emotionally. And then Murasamemon's full evolution sequence. And dude, that was unbelievable. The impact behind it almost felt like Mega Evolution itself was about to happen. And then the opening song started playing. That was pure hype. Especially because it used the second verse of the song, or rather a section that normally doesn't even play during the opening. That made it hit even harder. Plus, boy oh boy, Naoto Shishida, my goat, animating our boy's evolution scene. You know, the newly edited part? You know, I was so pissed off how in Adventure Reboot, Lilymon is the only one that got the Naoto Shishida treatment on her evolution, and we get nothing from the goats in Ghost Game aside the fight scene. But last episode with Naido and Honoka, Naoto Shishida animated Kyo throwing up the Sapotama with Kageromon. So I'm like, okay, why you do this to me? But yeah, I was shouting like crazy. You see how smooth that was? The frames on one and everything. It got that same Digimon Tamers vibe to it too. He just don't miss, man. A new phrase from Kyo too, shine bright. I don't know what to say. I'm just so happy that we got Naoto Shishida-san animating the evolution scene for the perfect level. Whew. Long-awaited moments for me, dude. Then the counter to Pyramidimon attacks, destroying his arms with the music going crazy in the background. That gave me chills, dude. And the way he said to Tomoro to leave everything to me is just, I don't know, it's so cool. And Kyo here declares that he got a dream as well, creating a world where Digimon and humans can live in harmony. That's the dream. Then Murasamemon just do the stance with, I don't know, lioness sound effects. I'm like, okay. And this next scene is what gets me to pause the episode. This frame right here, Murasamemon just standing there beside Kyo, charging his attacks, and the impact frames went crazy. Was the whole squad rooting for him? It's just aura, dude. And yes, the special move, Sui no Zan Koku. That was just absurdly cool. The animation quality there was seriously strong. The charge, the way he jumps and just flows like a water and circulate through Pyramidimon, Rana Hamsin, and Kyo seamlessly charging that E-Pulse like a boss. Even Clay like, what? Then the straight slash, the impact was so crazy. And here I thought that rustiness didn't do it here because Kyo was just charging and shit, right? But no, the rustiness is still there. But you know, they just like went with it. Like, I'm like, damn. And of course, finally, the black rain-like slashes. Like, I know it's going raining down, but damn, it delivers hard, man. And on a bigger scale too. Like, I'm just like, okay, that's the prime Sawashiro Kyo right there. The Gogyosei. Goosebumps. Cinema. It's just cinema, dude. The way Pyramidimon's body looked like it was melting, that visual directions looked incredible. At this point, I know I'm glazing it a lot, but Murasamemon just goated like that. But honestly, this episode really made me like Kyo and Murasamemon even more. With how cool and strong they are, then they defeat Pyramidimon and save Clay. But right when it feels like things are stabilizing while protecting Rena, Kyo gets hit by a surprise attack from Kageromon. Yep, he and Kageromon got impaled. I'm like, ooh, I know something is coming, but ooh, that's not good. And that ending, those expression from everybody, also that psychotic expression from Clay too, is just nuts, dude. Yeah, that was just the worst possible place to stop. Like, Toei, please. Not gonna lie. So yeah, next episode. Overlapping heartbeats. Seems like a total despair for Glowing Dawn. Everybody seems to get got over here. And Tomorrow saying, let's get rid of this rat no matter what, is a bit concerning. Dark evolution, possibly? And I'm so really looking forward to seeing it. Alright boys, that's all for today. What are your thoughts on this episode? What are your thoughts on Murasamemon's willpower, Koku? What are your thoughts on Pyramidimon? And what are your thoughts on Kageromon getting less screen time? Yeah, I know nothing about Kageromon, to be honest. I kind of like wish I see some of his attacks too. I might see it next episode, right? So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Kage signing off. Stay sharp, and I'll catch you on to the next one. Peace!